What's up, my Group Coach Nation friends? Let's talk this one out. Good question here. Offer not working. When should I switch markets? Oh, such a good question. Here's the truth about markets. Most of us switch markets way too soon. All right, let's just broadly define markets as like your avatar, your person you're selling to, your target market, your big general market. There's lots of ways to talk market. All right, but let's just assume that all those terms are the same thing for a second. I'll get a little more specific in just a minute. When should you switch markets because your offer is not working? This is probably an offer problem, not a market problem. Just spoiler alert there. That's probably what's going on. Here's how you know if you got a market that's just simply not working. Okay. Number one, is it a market that's just simply going away? All right. Let's think of a market that's going away. How about if I was selling into a market that made components for gas powered cars in like a decade or 20 years from now? Like we can kind of all see that coming. Like that's going to be a less and less like viable market. What if I was selling cases for flip phones? Okay, probably not a great market to be in, right? It's just not a thing anymore, at least not in a big way. So if you're in a dying market, a market that's going away, not cool. All right. Second thing, if you're in a market that simply can't afford to pay you, then you might have a market problem. That's probably a slight shift inside the same market. Let me define that. So I started this company called Get Startup Investors like a decade ago. I had sold a financial advisory firm. I knew how to find investors. I knew how to connect investors to people who needed investment money. I was teaching new startups how to get investors. Turns out I didn't sell anything. I sold one e-course in that whole market because I just forgot to think about, oh, obviously these startups can't afford to buy my program because they can't afford anything. They're startups. They're looking for investors. I was going to the person who didn't have money to sell my offering, right? My information service. So if you're in a dying market or at the end of your market that doesn't have any money, then you need to be careful of that. Now, let's just talk heart for a second. A lot of us, when we get into the business we're in, we start teaching and consulting and saying, oh my gosh, I want to coach, I want to help all these people. We often want to help people who need a lot of help. The people we were recently or a few years ago who just desperately need help but can't afford us. I love the heart of that. Go pursue that market after you're profitable, okay? So shift your attention to the higher end of the market that you're in, people who do need your help, who do want to know what you know how to do and actually can afford it. All right. A lot of people assume that their market, because they can afford your services, also might mean they don't need your help. Like, let's say you're selling sales consulting or leadership consulting or marketing consulting or something like that. If you're doing one of those things, you're like, well, if they already are making, $1 million a year, then they probably don't need my help from a marketing consulting standpoint. Not true. Not true. At every stage of a business, there's people who need help with sales or leadership or marketing or whatever. It just happens to be the stage they're at. But don't think because they're already successful, they don't need your help getting more successful. All of us get stuck at these stages that are, there's multiple stages that we get stuck at. I can define those another day. But the stages we get stuck at, we get stuck. And we still need somebody outside of our own experience to look in and say, here's some clarity, here's what to do. So it's probably your offer. If it is your market, it's because you've picked a market that's dead or dying. All right. Don't go there. Or you've picked a market where you're at the low end of the buying power of that market. Stay in the same market. Just get to people who actually have more resources. Their business is more mature. Their life is more mature. They're a little farther down the road. If you're selling to businesses or selling to business owners, instead of like looking for startups, look for people who already have a couple of employees or have already been in business for more than 5 years or something like that, where they've already got some traction or already have a lot of followers, or pick a number, already have at least 5,000 followers on some social media platform, something that kind of indicates they've been around for more than a couple of months or more than a year or two, whatever that metric is for you. So think market, but think who in that market has the resources to pay you. Can you clearly identify what they need help with? We talk about dreams, drains, and doubts a lot here at Group Coach Nation. Do you understand the dream they're trying to accomplish? And do you understand the drains and doubts, the external and internal things that they're trying to overcome? If you do, write those down. If those are really painful situations, you can sell to that, okay? You can offer a solution to that. And I mean that in the most respectful way ever to your prospect. They desperately want help with that. Help them, right? So if they have the resources to pay you, you can help them overcome the drains and doubts to keep them or get them on track for their dream, then go for it. Here's the only other thing that makes a market really helpful. If you can find them, right? You want to be able to find them. You want to be able to go out there like on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, an email list, a zip code, a business code, something like there's business codes you can like buy a mailing list for like types of businesses, something like that where you can say, I can search for and identify these people. All right. Podcasters, easy people to find. Executives, easy people to find. Business owners, easy to people to find. Chiropractors always get picked every time somebody talks about markets. Easy people to find. Dog owners, believe it or not, easy people to find. It's so easy on most social platforms now to find large like Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, profiles of people who are like, okay, there they are. I see them. They're all like right there. Really pretty easy to find people these days. So typically the sticky point here is, does the market you're selling to have a group of people who can afford your services? Most of them do. It's rare that they don't. So if you think your market does not, excuse me, if you think your market does not, sorry about that. Muted myself there for a second. You don't want to hear all that hacking and coughing. If you don't think your market has that spot where you are like actually clear on, does this person have money? Does this market have money? You probably just don't know your market well enough. It's rare that a market doesn't. Truly is rare. Okay. Even in like my example of my Get Startup Investors company, if I had just focused on investors or startups that had their round A or B funding the first or second time they've actually found an investor already, and they're looking for the second or third round of funding, and taught to that group, it'd have been perfect. I'd have nailed it, right? Because they already had some money to buy the stuff. So you just got to find the section of your market that already has some resources. Okay. It's rare that you will find yourself in a dying market. Most people are simply not there. All right. I'm going to throw one more caveat in here just for all of us to learn from. Again, most of this is an offer situation. My caveat's coming in a second. Most of this is an offer situation. If you're in a market that's not dead or dying and that actually has a population there who can afford your services, then your offer is just simply not good enough. All right. All we do here is build scalable, high ticket offers, right? High ticket group coaching and mastermind offers. If that's your deal, you're like, it must be my offer broken. Please reach out. We have so many free resources, so many paid resources, so many groups you can join, so many things you can find for you that will help you. Like, just get the offer sorted so you can get going. Okay. Like, move on, get your offer sorted, start selling some stuff. You'll get better in time. Now, this caveat, every now and then I hear we do a lot of these like group coaching calls. We have tons of those for you. If you want to jump on one of our calendars, we have tons of opportunities. You can come in and get questions answered. So every now and then I have somebody on there who's like, Chris, I have figured something out and nobody is doing this. This is brand new in the market. It's groundbreaking. It's never been done before. And I'm the only person who has the idea, and I'm going to blow things up with this. That's usually a huge stack, a bundle of red flags. All right. If nobody's doing it and you can't find anybody out there selling this, it is so rare that you are the first person to think of an idea in the world we live in today. Okay. Information moves so fast. Typically, if you have a great idea, there's already been 10,000 other people with the same great idea and they've tried it. You actually want to find an idea that people are already doing. That's a really good thing because it confirms that your offer will sell. Okay. It means you're selling to a market that has money. If there's a bunch of people marketing to it, it means they're following the money. That's really, really great. Stay in that zone. Okay. If you're brand new and you got the newest thing ever out there, nobody's ever done it before, be careful. It takes a lot of money and a lot of time. And I mean, a lot of money. I don't mean $10,000. I don't mean $100,000. I mean millions of dollars to move and shift a culture to accept and adopt a new idea, new way to learn, new way to process, new product to buy. It takes a lot of money to move that needle. So very few people, very few companies actually have the reach, the investor backing, the whatever, to move and make a cultural shift. Okay. I mentioned cars, gasoline cars versus electric cars. Okay. Electric cars have been around for 20 or 30 years now. It's nothing new, but it's only recently that cultural shift has started to really take hold. That's a big deal. Technology's come a long way. People have been purchasing. I mean, Tesla's been around for what, 10 or 12 years? And it's just now the past couple of years getting really popular but they had killer, awesome cars a decade ago. Just not that many people could afford it, or not that many people really adopted that it was a thing that was viable, right? It takes a lot of time and money to make that shift, is what I'm trying to say. So if you got something brand new, no one's ever seen it before, be careful of that, okay? Go out. If you want to try it out, go out, forget building everything 100%. Go out, test your idea, take your offer to market, see if you can sell some stuff. If you can't, it's going to be a long uphill battle, okay? So find a version of what you do that sells and that you can already find people selling, and then go out there and sell it. Here's the secret, folks. Cash flow. Get an offer that sells, make some money, and then you can like start moving and changing and developing this thing and going in lots of different directions, but you got to get traction. You got to make money. Now, it sounds like I might be talking right here to a bunch of beginners who like aren't making any money. I don't mean it that way at all. Like if you're already deep into business, like let's say you're like me, you've already got a lot of stuff going on. It's working, blah, blah, it's great. Lots of things, lots of contacts, lots of opportunity. That's super cool. But even I think of new things we want to try. And I run through the same filter because as an entrepreneur, I think of really cool ideas in my own head. And then I have to back up and say, wait a second, what's this market look like? Market's confirmed. There's already some stuff going on there. There are buyers. There's resources there. I can find them. It's not a dying market. Great. Now I have to really work hard. And I mean, put some brain work to it to craft this offer in a way that resonates. You know, what's funny is I typically go outside of my own. Well, all we do is build scalable high ticket offers, right? For group coaching and mastermind programs. And that's all we run. But I have to go outside of myself and my team to vet offers because I even can't see my own needs for my own offers. It's hard to see your own stuff from the inside. It really is. It's really, really hard. So it's okay. Don't feel bad about it. Get help. Reach out. Ask questions. Again, jump on one of our group like Q&A calls. We got most of those. Most weeks we have something like that on the calendar somewhere. You can jump on one of those. You can ask us, our coaches, like, here's what I'm struggling with. How do I help with this? That's pretty straightforward. You got this. All right. That's all the time I got for today. Offer not working. When should I switch markets? There you go. Probably not a switch market issue. It's probably your offer. It is rare that rare that a market cannot work. It is extremely common that it's an offer problem. And if it's an offer problem, no matter how many leads, how many podcasts, how many referrals you get, whatever, your offer is simply going to struggle. You're not going to make high profit margins, and you're not going to be able to scale it up past your calendar where you're not the bottleneck anymore. Fix the offer. Lean in. groupcoachnation.com, or find me anywhere, wherever you're finding this content right here, and drop a message. If you want help, we got help. Talk soon. Do the work, get the result. That's what we've done. So everybody who wins does. It's work. No get rich quick schemes out there that are worth tackling. Do the work, get the results, build a sustainable business that disconnects money from your calendar, where you can actually get the freedom you want, right? And you can actually provide an amazing thing to your clients, and you can give them what they need, and it won't take over your life where you end up collapsing and then you can't serve anybody, right? That's the real deal. Okay. Do the work, get the results, reach out, leave us a comment, ask more questions. We're always here.